How do you deal with glitches in your life when things go wrong, when something's not working? Hi, I'm Crystal Tottenham from Crystal Clear Coaching, and here we talk about all things tuning into you. Like I'm tuning into me, you tune into you, because we are the best people, we're the best person in our own life. Even if we don't feel like we're there yet, we are always going to be the most important person in our lives. And the more we can cultivate that knowing and then create our life to really reflect that and show up for that, the better life we're going to live. We're going to be more fulfilled. We'll go for what we really get excited by, what really lights us up. So, yeah, just here to share that on the daily. Uh, I've been showing up here all year long, every day. And there's just so many places that we're taught to outsource our worth, and I don't want this channel to be one of those places. So thank you for joining me today. So talking about glitches. So last night before I went to bed, my MacBook that I've had for about 2.5 years did a little glitchy thing that never seen that happen before, and man, it was not fun. Did not want that to happen because they're not cheap and I don't have the money to be fixing it right now. And I actually have grand plans to create things that require the use of my MacBook. So, very frustrating. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's just that it needs an update or something. If I turn it off and turn it back on, it'll be fine. And the screen came back and then it was fine for a moment. And I was like, great, it's not a problem. Just gonna believe it's not a problem. And then this morning I went to turn it on and it was doing it again. But at least my intuition told me that, well, if the screen that looks like it's not working has shown in that time frame since I saw it not working and then came back to working completely fine, likelihood is it's still working. It just needs something that maybe I don't understand yet because this is my first MacBook I've ever owned. Um, my first Apple product, maybe. I haven't never had an iPhone, so yeah, there are some of us out there. And yeah, I have gone throughout the day, like tried other things and Googled things and YouTube things, and it came back briefly and was working great. And I was like, yes, I figured it out. And then now it's back to being sad. Um, so not it's probably like a third of my screen is black, and then I just have to use the rest of it. Um, and it's very warpy, not warpy actually. It's just there's interference, and like when I have one window, there's like a very light copy of the other window that I just closed on that at the same time, if that makes sense. Like a little bit of a accidental tenth of a photocopy on top of the image I'm actually supposed to be looking at. So not fun, but hey, if my videos aren't that sharp today, that's why. Um, and honestly, I haven't freaked out about this glitch, even though it's really annoying. I've just been slightly annoyed by it, but I've kept myself patient that I'll find a solution. And if I can't find a solution because I'm not the expert and I need to call in an expert, well, we'll work towards that happening, even though I know I don't have the money for that to happen right now. But rather than jump to conclusions and freak out that like I don't have a working MacBook, that which is not true. It is working to the point that I'm still able to record this. I am actually proud of myself for like noticing it's not really worth going down that route of having a freak out and getting angry and getting sad and making it mean all these things. No, it's just technology that is doing something weird right now, and maybe I'll follow some instructions, tweak it, and it'll work better, and then I'll know for the future if it happens again. Or maybe it's some wiring is disconnected that is a bit more of a serious solution that needs an actual hardware specialist to figure it out. I don't know. Um, but what I do know is we get to react to the things that go wrong in our life and that glitch in our life. Um, we get to choose how we react to them and however we choose to react, even if we're reacting from autopilot and we don't feel like we chose it, we're still choosing it if we're not bringing it to our conscious light, or at least if maybe something's already happened. But if you can't even look back and be like, oh, I wish I didn't act that way, I'm going to try and not act quite that way next time something happens that triggers me or yeah bothers me. And that's part of it, then bringing it to conscious light to be like, well, I don't want to be that person in the XYZ situation that just freaks out and puts leaky energy over everyone else and then has a really chaotic, not fun time. No, I'm going to, you know, acknowledge there's an issue that might be frustrating. If I need to let some emotions out, great, but I'm also going to um, not let it ruin my day. Just know, like, it's generally not personal, and I can do, I can react, however I react to it shows how much I can keep my peace or take my peace away from myself as well. Peace is important, my friend. I am a big fan of peace. And sometimes it's just like choosing when to pick your battles. Now, if I, in a week's time, still have this issue, and I've talked to a bunch of my friends and family that have been Mac owners, are Mac owners, and maybe I've even talked to someone that works for Apple, and figured out more online, and the feedback's all that my computer's no good anymore and it's all carked it, even though it's still like it's only 2.5 years and Macs were supposed, in my head, they're supposed to last 5 to 8 years. Um, well, I don't know that it's, gonna necessarily end up that serious, but it also might not. It might. It's funny. It started flickering like mad now that I'm talking about like it might not be a problem. Isn't that interesting? Um, but it reminds me of like when I had cars when I was younger, when my car would die or it'd be hit, or and I'd just freak out every time about what cost it was going to be, or if I needed to get a checkup and I didn't quite have the money for anything extra that might be found, and I would just have this freak out every time anything happened. Um, and then it got to a point where something would happen, like I'd need something new in my car, and I was just like, I'll just get it. It's fine. Like, just get the new tire if I flatten the tire or whatever. Like, and it's easier to do when you've got the funds for it, which I haven't always had. But I just kind of realized it's a part of the running costs of having the car, and I'm only going to make myself miserable by having a big dramatic reaction to and making it personal and having this whole story about, oh, my car broke down, and I could just choose my peace. So where are the glitches and the things that go wrong, quote unquote wrong, because it's your perception of wrong in your life, where are they causing you unnecessary grief and taking your peace away, my friend? How about we don't take your peace away? You keep your peace. And maybe sometimes the glitch will be really frustrating and you'll just want to vent, and that's great. But don't let it steal your peace for more than like, really, it only takes maybe 30 seconds to a few minutes for an emotion to pass through. So go nuts for that amount of time. Do what you need to do. I don't know, have a dance party. Or maybe feel the emotion, then have a dance party, like an upbeat one to then put you into a better mood. And then see how you feel about it after that. And maybe the problem's still there and it's still annoying, but you just feel better in your body, and that's great. Or, maybe your good attitude will just have the problem fix itself, depending on what it is. So I prefer to be open to that personally. And keeping my inner space peaceful. So I hope you do too, my friend. All right, I'll leave it there for tonight. Please send me good energy for my Mac screen to work nice again, and I will see you tomorrow. And if you have any actual tips and tricks, please hit me up, because maybe you know something I don't, and just a matter of me having this conversation, and I can find out how I can move forward from the situation. Okay, much love. See you tomorrow.